Hi, this is part 2 of my June book haul. In case you missed part 1, I'll put a link to that in the description below. Let's just go straight into it. Recently I went to the Orion preview evening, which is like an evening that some publishers host where they invite bloggers or journalists and they talk about all the books that are coming up in like the next 3 to 6 months. And usually there are a couple of books there that you can grab to take home, so I got 3. First of all, I have a book that lots of people have been talking about, and we actually did a Skype hangout with the author, so I figured I would grab a copy, and it is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I think that's how you pronounce her name. So this is a YA dystopian book with sort of a divide in the different groups of people based on, I think, their blood. It's very hard sometimes to figure out with these dystopian books which ones you will like and which ones you won't, and sometimes the description isn't the most helpful thing with it. You have to sort of just go into it and see if you like the characters and see if you like the writing. So I'm gonna check this one out. Then the next one is one that as soon as I saw the cover and heard the first lines of description, I thought, yep, that is one for me. Sometimes you just know very, very quickly if a book will be good for you or not. And this one is called The Ship by Antonia Honeywell. Great name. I don't know if you can see in the background, but this is London. I'm going to read you a teeny tiny bit of the description because this sounds friggin' awesome. Oxford Street burned for 3 weeks. The British Museum is occupied by ragtag survivors. The Regent's Park camps have been bombed. The Nazareth Act has come into force. If you can't produce your identity card, you don't exist. And so it's about a man who sort of built like a Noah's Ark for people to be safe on, and you have to have your identity card to be on board. People don't really resist him, but his daughter is also on board and she is going to make some trouble. And the author apparently worked at the Natural History Museum and the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. So yeah, really excited to check out this one. And then the next one is one that you probably have all heard of, but I want to show it off anyway, and it is Landline by Rowell. By now you guys will probably know that it is about a woman who has to sort of choose between her career and her family, and everything goes wrong, and then she has this magical telephone and she is able to make phone calls to the past. I've only read Fangirl by Rowell, so excited to check out more of her writing. Then I have a book that I requested for review from Pam Macmillan, and it is So You've Been Publicly Shamed by John Ronson. So this is a non-fiction book about what happens when people make mistakes on social media and get called out for it, and how it can set this huge wave into motion and everything can get really out of hand. I'm obviously working in social media, I'm really interested in topics like this, and I've seen it happen over and over again, and so I'm really interested to see what John Ronson has to say about it. I've got another dystopian book. It is Find Me by someone whose name I just want to pronounce in Dutch because it seems very Dutch. Laura van den Berg, or Laura van den Berg. On the back it's being compared to The Handmaid's Tale and Never Let Me Go. I'm set in a dystopian world where this disease starts happening and the main character is immune to it. The disease consists of memory loss and silver blisters. You know, I love a bit of good dystopian. It starts with a quote from Haruki Murakami. And then finally I went to Foyles for Independent Bookshop Week and I picked up a book that I've seen around for a while and I figured I'd finally give it a go, and it is The Bees by Laline Paull with a double L. Look at how beautiful it is. I swear any book cover that has bees on it just has me sold instantly. It's shortlisted for the Bailey's Women's Prize for Fiction. Pretty much seems like it's about bees. On the back it says, "Accept a bay. Serve." And Margaret Atwood on Twitter has said, "A gripping Cinderella/Arthurian tale with lush Keatsian adjectives." So look forward to reading that. So that's the end of my giant 2-part June haul. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, links to all the books will be in the description. If you've read any of them, let me know in a comment and I'll talk to you guys later. Doei!